In the city of Albany, there lived a man named Arthur who had a fascination with the internet and social media. He would spend hours scrolling through his phone, mindlessly consuming every piece of content that appeared on his screen. But one day, something strange began to happen. The content he consumed began to change. It became darker, more disturbing, and more twisted. And yet, he couldn't look away. As Arthur delved deeper into the bowels of the internet, he stumbled upon a website unlike any other. The pages were filled with strange symbols and horrifying images that threatened to tear his mind apart. Despite the warnings, Arthur continued to explore the website, driven by an insatiable curiosity. But as he delved deeper, he began to feel a creeping sense of dread. He was no longer in control of his actions, but instead he was being pulled deeper and deeper into the dark corners of the web. It was then that he heard the whispers, faint at first but growing louder and more urgent with each passing moment. The whispers spoke of ancient and forbidden knowledge, of things that were never meant to be seen or heard, and yet Arthur couldn't tear himself away. He was trapped in a never-ending cycle of consumption, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge. As he continued on this path, he began to notice that the world around him was changing. The streets of Albany were becoming twisted and distorted, filled with monstrous creatures that lurked in the shadows. The more Arthur consumed, the more the world around him began to resemble a nightmare. He was living in a world of his own making, trapped in a cycle of madness and despair. And then, the twist ending, it was revealed that the website Arthur had stumbled upon was not just a collection of forbidden knowledge, but a gateway to another world. The creatures he had seen on the streets of Albany were not just figments of his imagination, but real beings from a dimension beyond our own. Arthur had unwittingly opened the gate, unleashing these horrors upon the world, and as he stood there, watching in horror as the creatures swarmed through the streets, he realized that he was the architect of his own destruction. In the end, the internet had consumed him completely, and there was nothing left but darkness and despair.